whether you enjoy the alternate ending or you don't enjoy the alternate ending, they have a canonical ending, and I don't think they should retcon the end of what they decided. That's what they decided the movie should be.
Good grief. Good grief. This is going nowhere. This is the worst. This is the worst conversation I've had all week.
And he's been hanging out with a baby half the time. Welcome back to the wacky, wonderful, wise works something.
Dang it. Why have neither of you guys prompted a conversation this week? I completely forgot.
Why do we have to prompt it? You could prompt it.
I've been prompting everything this week.
Well, I mean, we moved everything over to the studio channel. What do you feel like the past 2 weeks or 2 weeks at this point, you think it's gone good with these live streams?
It's fine. I mean, it's literally prepping for the experience on the channel for, more growth and for future viewers. And so I think it's fine. There's no problems I have with it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's much different than the podcast stuff.
No. It's not too much different. And in fact, it actually feels like some of the stuff we talk about might be a little bit more timely because we're shortening the waiting period by like 3 days for people. Mm-hmm. So, when we talk about Rachel Zegler saying some wild stuff, it's actually it's actually a little still topical because it's kind of falling in a similar week period as when the news initially breaks. So, there's that, but I think overall it's churning out the way it's supposed to. But to bring it back around, I guess we just call it Wiseworks Podcast till we decide on a new name.
Yeah.
That's all we can do.
Idea.
And so I guess the question is, how do we do this for YouTube stuff, for YouTube music? Do we say everything on the previous channel, the playlist that's considered a podcast, is that just like Wiseworks Podcast 1? And then we just say everything now is Wiseworks Podcast 2 and have 2 different playlists? Because I can't combine things on 2 different channels. Rebrand. Reforged. Okay. Pending or buffering.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Reform. Let us know in the comments in the chat.
What do you want them to let us know, Joshua? What they want?
What do you guys want it labeled as, so you guys can figure out where you can.
If we don't want to call it like a podcast necessarily, tell us down in the comments what you think. What would be a good name? We've run through a lot of different options and haven't really been able to land on anything. So if you guys have a name that's kind of like a podcast but not a podcast, like not called a podcast, obviously it's still a podcast.
The goal is to not have to say in the name podcast, because nobody really does that anymore. And also, like, you want it to be a experience. You want it to be a hangout, a group, if you will. So if you were to say, what is a show or a podcast show? What's their brand name? We don't necessarily put podcast in that title. So what is it work? Because, I feel like I've brought like 3 solid names to the table that you guys shoot down instantly.
Well, I mean, they just don't feel like they've got some spark. It just doesn't quite ring. It's not like ding ding.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want the Wiseworks, wacky, wonderful Wiseworks bump,
ding,
or even bump ba-dum.
Bump ba-dum seems a little risky.
Yeah,
that seems like a long title if you're going bump ba-dum.
Right? I'm just saying, you can do it quick, because if you're like wacky, wonderful Wiseworks bump ba-dum.
Okay, so I recently just came across a new podcast. So Rick Glassman has a podcast called Take Your Shoes Off, okay? and there's this other younger comedian girl. She's probably around my age or maybe a little older. I don't know. She presents as like a teenager. And her name's Rachel. And she does a podcast, I think called like Trashy Tuesdays or something with Annie Letterman and Bobby Lee's ex-girlfriend. But Rick and Rachel do a podcast called Rick and Rachel Have a Time. That's their podcast name.
Mm-hmm.
And so people are just dropping podcast titles left and right. Like nuts. Rick and Rachel Have a Time. So it's
then
like,
what are you saying? We just want to be like, if we go bump it on, we'd be like, Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks, Joe, Josh, Wyatt.
Goodness, no.
Filming a video.
I was actually thinking of, we drop the Wiseworks part. We just say the Wacky Wonderful something on the Wiseworks channel, on the Wiseworks video channel.
I've played around with this idea. I think I had one that involved the word pirates in it because it kind of matches our logo, and it kind of felt like, I don't know.
Well, I'm saying something like,
but you want like pixel pirate,
if we were to do a name like Rec Room, welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful no Wiseworks. Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Rec Room. It would take a while.
Yeah,
Rec Room.
I'm just saying, I'm just using that's a filler thing. But if we said, welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Rec Room or Real Room or something show, then it would feel
good.
I think it could feel different.
I mean, I guess we need something. Let us know, because we kind of are stuck. That's why we haven't done anything since moving, and we're stuck. We're stuck with this name thing.
We're stuck. Dang it. Maybe we're stuck with what we've given ourselves. Maybe we're just stuck and we're destined to be here forever. What if this is like purgatory for podcasts? When you start wanting to change the name and be serious about it, you just fall into
we've always been serious. What are you saying serious? We've been serious.
You just fall into a dark hole of indecisiveness. You know what I mean?
Then why don't we just call it Wacky Wonderful Hole?
Good grief. Good grief. This is going nowhere. This is the worst. This is the worst conversation I've had all week.
And he's been hanging out with a baby half the time.
I've been hanging out with a baby all week.
Baby's out there going, and he's like, yes.
Yes, this is better than my conversation on the podcast earlier.
Let's go to the first slide then, because this came out like 2 days ago. The director for this movie he went on, I guess he did an interview, and he was talking about this. It's been kind of in the works for a while, but since 2016, but there's been some news, and it seems like stuff is moving forward now with this. So if you don't know what this is, it's not The Witcher. It is The Witcher, but it's not The Witcher. No.
Freaking Joshua, hold on, I gotta say this. Whenever he produces stuff, what is it, 2 weeks ago, Joshua wanted to talk about how the Marvel video effects animators were looking to unionize. So he throws up an example image of Sonic the Hedgehog because he's like, animation video effects. And I'm like, that's not even Marvel.
No,
we're talking about Henry Cavill, and you throw up Josh was like, this is not The Witcher.
This makes sense though. No. This makes sense.
I know why it's up there, because he's got a sword, because it's Henry Cavill.
And that's the tagline.
Highlander. Yeah.
The tagline for Highlander is actually it's there can only be one. That's not the actual tagline, but it's like there only is one or something. But this is Geralt.
That's it. No, but I was expecting a picture of Connor McLeod, or I don't know.
Well, this is my second slide. Let me go to the next slide.
There we go. Yeah, there he is.
We are getting a Henry Cavill Highlander movie.
Dude,
This has actually been in the works for a while, like I was talking about, where Ryan Reynolds actually was slated for a while. They were trying to get Ryan Reynolds to play the Highlander, but
Why
I
would
guess
they
it
choose
didn't
Ryan
work out.
Reynolds?
I guess because he's a big name and he can fit a Scottish guy. Do you think Henry Cavill can play a Scottish actor?
yeah, he's got a British accent.
But
He's
you think he
British.
looks? Yeah, but he's got like the dark hair. I guess is
Yeah, he could
Scottish.
play Scottish.
Okay.
Yeah, he could.
Okay.
Um,
A lot of Scottish people have the dark hair. The like, it's not just the the redheads, the Irish.
if I would
vibes.
say, let him grow out his hair, let his beard grow out, rough him up a little bit, and put him in a kilt. Yeah, he looks. If Mel Gibson can play a Scotsman, then
Which he can.
Henry Cavill can play a Scotsman.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Joseph, can you pull up the article that I have for this? Because I wanted to kind of the article kind of briefly give a synopsis of what Highlander is.
I love Highlander. It's one of those movies that I love watching because it's cheesy, but the concept and the execution of like some of the fights and ideas, I don't know. It was just really cool. It was very fun.
Okay, so where are you looking on this article, Joshua?
Where's the let's just start. Now committed the film 15 years. Okay. Well, actually, Wyatt, could you, because you know more the backstory of Highlander, and like, can you briefly just describe what Highlander is for people who maybe have not seen the film? Because it is a well-known film, but you can miss it. There's
a lot of people missed it. I would have to say I'm in that crowd.
So Highlander is, it's a film about an immortal who, back during the, I don't know the exact time period, but he's a Scottish Highlander, and he's fighting in a battle, and he gets killed, and he wakes up. He doesn't die, and everybody thinks he's a witch and stuff, and he's immortal. So it's about, there's a bunch of immortals, and they're all essentially in this contest to kill each other, to become the one who receives a prize or something at the end.
Yeah, so there's immortals are all over the place, and you don't really know you're immortal till you get killed and you don't die, basically. And once that happens, then you have to it's kind of weird, but you get entered into a contest where you have to kill other immortals and kind of be the last man standing, if that makes sense. And
so these immortals actually end up dying anyway.
If you get killed by another immortal, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You get killed by another immortal, and you take their power.
You have to chop off their head, and you get all of their knowledge, experience, everything.
Nice.
So the movie is about, it's partially him remembering his past, and partially he's in modern times, and he's like the last one. He's like one of the last immortals, and there's another one that like killed his master. Okay. They're like the last two, and they're kind of trying to find each other and kill each other.
So go to the article now, because this is where the director, scroll up a little bit. Yeah, to right here where it says John Wick. Scroll down.
All right.
Yeah. So the John Wick director, the director for John Wick, Chad, how do you pronounce that last name?
Stahelski.
Stahelski was attached to the project in 2016, and then Henry Cavill was slated in 2021. He was looked at, but now he's actually officially part of the project. This article, just to kind of summarize, and we don't have to read all of it, but they are saying they are going to be taking aspects of the TV show and the movie that And so it is going to be a little bit different than like what we've seen. It's going to be kind of a mix between both of how they're going to do this new film. But
so the source material for Highlander is only movie and TV. This is not from a book, right?
not to my knowledge. I don't
think so.
No.
Yeah, I
there's
think
not
it
a
was
book.
an original idea. Yeah, there was a TV show. The TV show got weird. It was kind of interesting the first season, but it was also weird. There was like a second Highlander movie, even though it's like the first one kind of ended it. I don't know. It was strange. It was bizarre.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But Kay, can you go to the IMDb and we can kind of go through, because they've already got people that are attached to this project that
13 names, in fact.
Well, they're probably, yeah, there are other Highlander and characters that we know from the old movie. So these are people who are already attached as of now.
Okay.
They haven't started,
Yeah.
and there's the actors strike and everything. So there is a possibility that some of these people might not end up in the film because this is still early in development. But we can kind of look at this because they are slated. So Antonio Banderas is supposed to be in it playing.
Okay. Probably the Spaniard.
Ramirez.
Well, it says who he's playing.
Ramirez,
which was Sean Connery's character.
Yes.
The Spaniard.
Yeah.
Dave Bautista playing
playing who?
Kurgan.
Oh man, that's good casting for the Kurgan.
Yeah.
He's
also
like an
Jason
old,
Momoa might be Kurgan as well.
Okay.
So it's between two
Either
actors.
one.
Either one is good.
Either one could do it. Well,
although the Kurgan is like an ancient Nordic. He's an ancient Russian Nordic type, like old, like from the like the Bronze Age type warrior, and just so I don't know how they want to play that race wise. If they want him to be the Nordic, or if they want him to be darker, like maybe he's from out somewhere more closer to like the like Kazakhstan or something. That could be interesting.
Brenda Wyatt, potentially played by Margot Robbie.
Okay.
Okay. That's the love interest character.
Yeah.
Rebecca Ferguson as the Heather character.
Right.
Kevin,
so probably his love from before.
Kevin Bacon. All right. For Lieutenant Frank Morgan.
Yeah, the cop. Is kind of on to him.
All right. Samara Weaver. Wait, Samara Weaving. Do you know who this is? I don't recognize her.
No.
Rachel Ellenstein.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay, Nicolas Cage. For is that Detective Walter?
Yeah.
Detective Walter
Nicolas Cage. Okay. So some big names.
Orlando Jones, Ryan J. Condal.
So some other immortal, like
Carrie Williamson.
Oh, these are writers.
Yeah, these are
writers.
People are attached to the project.
Okay.
That's not actors.
So what do you guys think about, from, I guess, Kevin Bacon up, the well-knowns?
I mean,
what do you think about Margot Robbie? She's been around a lot of stuff lately.
Yeah.
You said you retired her for like 4 movies ago.
Yeah. I really want this Highlander movie because there is this, the story of Highlander is really cool. And I think the concept is something unique that I don't want them to make this almost like, the remake or they need to make it big and they need to do it right. Almost like they're doing with Dune and not make it just another remake.
That makes sense. Do you want to take a look at the cast for the original?
Yeah.
Let's see. So the Highlander original movie, let's see the cast for that. And there's a couple recognizable faces in this, honestly. Sean Connery, obviously. Ramirez, as Wyatt already mentioned. Connor was played by Christopher Lambert. And then Clancy Brown Wasn't he in Ahsoka just recently?
Yeah.
Clancy Brown.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff, and he was awesome as the Kurgan.
But he was bald and like no hair in that movie.
But he's so big. He's so big that he played a really imposing, cool character.
Roxanne Hart, Betty Edney, Alan North, Sheila Geish. I don't know who this is. Man, there's a lot of people that were attached to this project that I don't know. Oh, look, I know James Cosmo. Wasn't he in Game of Thrones?
Probably.
Yeah, he played the.
Yeah, he was.
Knight,
Mormont. He played Mormont.
Yeah, he played Mormont in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a recognizable faces even in stuff that's come out recently with these actors. What year did Highlander come out? 1986.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, the music in the movie is awesome. You got Queen opening up.
Yeah, they keep advertising Queen over here on the side on IMDb. I guess Queen was a big selling point for this movie.
Maybe that's why I've romanticized this story a little bit, and I didn't grow up with the Highlander story. Wyatt showed it to me probably, what was it, like a year ago, maybe? But I've always had nostalgia for these like cool stories with like this very, old music or like very like rock soundtracks in the background, like, Guardians of the Galaxy. And those are the kind of movies I really like. And that's kind of the cheesiness, but Highlander is that. And so that's maybe why I like it so much.
Look, this poster here, this art for Highlander makes me think I can literally viscerally hear Queen playing in the background.
Yeah. It was very, it had a lot of those, when you think of those old Conan pictures where he's like up there with a sword and lightning behind him and just
naked
like
woman
some
at his feet.
killer guitar, going.
Right.
That's what Highlander was, and it was awesome.
Right.
And then when they cut the head off of another person and the lightning is going all around them, they're like, things are exploding, lights are going out and flickering. It's awesome.
They do the famous line. They're like, there can only be one.
There can only be one.
Okay, so the question I have is prediction time. Do you think they're going to keep that same energy in a remake?
I would hope so.
They need to at least.
We see it a lot happening these days. Like even holding on to that fun cheese, but intense, almost anime style cheese.
If they don't make it
from the 80s.
If they don't make it like this high cheesy, like very like, classic rock or type thing, then they at least have to keep the tagline of like Henry Cavill goes and like cuts off a guy's head and then he whispers in his ear. He's like, there can only be one. Like he whispers it in his ear or something.
You're not worried that, that he'll go up and whisper in Henry Cavill go and whisper in someone's ear, there can only be one before he cuts off his head. And then as he gets up and walk away, Megan Thee Stallion starts playing. You're not worried about that kind of vibe?
I am a little bit, yeah, now that you mention it.
Or WAP by...
No. No,
I mean, I wouldn't mind a little bit of, maybe some modern beats, but
who's the modern beats that are approved by Wyatt?
I'm just there's some modern stuff that I think could enhance, how you play into what the future looks like, what it looks like, what the present looks like now versus what it looked like in 1986.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you can, I think you can do that in a fun, interesting way while also keeping a sort of retro sound to the soundtrack as well.
So who's got the retro sound today? Oh, you know who could really show up for this kind of thing? Greta Van Fleet, because they got that 70s sound, 70s
Maybe.
and 80s sound.
I honestly,
they could play a few of their tracks in a movie like this and almost have the modern music while keeping the heart vibe of the original.
I honestly could see them like putting some like Weekend in there. And that's not a joke. I could see them doing something like that.
The Weekend?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a star boy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, Greta Van Fleet just, like I can hear the guitar. It's like similar to Queen and stuff,
Yeah.
and they're just all. It's just all falsetto.
Yeah, but I mean, it works. I think you could have some lightning going off in the background behind Henry Cavill
cool
as you hear a little bit of a Greta Van Fleet playing.
Yeah,
I could get down with that. Any other thoughts or predictions before we move on?
No, but I like that they're bringing Henry Cavill into this because we've seen with The Witcher, we've seen with Superman, Henry Cavill is passionate about what he does, and he is.
So he'll bring the energy.
He's a nerd at heart. He is one of the few actors that are actually a nerd for these kind of stories, which is Highlander is a high fantasy, you need a nerd to go all in with this. And I think Henry Cavill
it's dramatic.
Will do it.
It's all the things that you want from one of these types of movies.
Yeah.
It's like high drama, high octane, sword fights, history. I mean, everything. It's good.
Right. So okay. Before I want to ask some more stuff. I want to have a quick conversation before we go to the next topic about Henry Cavill. But let's do it right after we shout out the patron, if that's all right.
Wait, Henry Cavill's not the next topic.
I know, but I want to have a conversation about Henry Cavill before
I
have a thought. But so thank you, Cynthia, for being a Patreon supporter over there and seeing, the pre-shows. We just did a pre-show this week about how Joshua and Wyatt talk about their crazy wedding weekend. We debated for like 25 minutes straight about the appropriate amount of beverages and DJ music at a wedding. Just spontaneous debate. Now, Cynthia gets to enjoy this as long as the other patrons. If you do not follow us on Patreon, you do not get to enjoy this exclusive content.
What are you doing?
So what are you doing? That was my follow-up question, is what the crap are you doing? She also gets this episode a week early, about 5 days early. So go to the link in the description. Check out the Patreon and select the tier that best fits your content needs. We'll see you over there. It's a party. You'll get your name shouted out on the podcast and your name in the credits at the end. We love you, Cynthia. Thank you for supporting the show. Now, to talk about Henry Cavill, there's a lot of videos going around about people not necessarily taking Henry Cavill's side on this matter of him versus Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because and a lot of it is built around this idea of why James Gunn doesn't like him a lot. And also how he got basically he removed himself from The Witcher, but they were going to kind of do it anyway because he was putting up a problem on set. Like he wasn't showing up. Like he would voice problems during rehearsal. Like, I hate this script. The writers are dumb. This is terrible. And then not show up late for production because he like basically was like, this is trash anyway.
I don't want to take off my clothes.
Yeah. So there's kind of like
sexualized by people.
Exactly. So there's this element of like, are you guys, as far as like geek goes and how much, Hollywood we know sucks, there's an element that's just like, I want to be on Henry Cavill's side because he cares about the integrity of the story and nerd culture, And so he sticks to his guns and he presents problems, but can you still respect him like causing a problem on set? Not just for him, not just for the writers and directors of these stories that he has a problem with, but for everybody on set. You know what I mean?
Can
you
see
still respect that kind of attitude?
Yeah, I can see how after 3 seasons of kind of being probably pushed around and having your ideas ignored and being told this is how we're going to tell the story. This is, and that's not really what you signed up for. You wanted to bring to life, the history and lore of this story that you enjoyed.
Geralt of
and
Rivia.
Everybody, the writers have been ignoring that, ignoring
Mhm.
what's in the books, ignoring what's in the games for 3 seasons, and you know, you get to the point where it's like, that I'm frustrated, they're frustrating me, and I can see Henry Cavill being a very kind, like, person to just sort of let things, move past things and let things go. But I know for me, I do that. And then when I'm fed up, I start getting passive aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I just,
So you don't fault Henry at all for being
no,
aggressive during these problems.
you've attempted to make things easy for everybody for so long, and nobody has reciprocated those thoughts or
Just
feelings.
season after season, episode after episode, you just
Yeah.
deteriorate the story
Yeah.
and the
And
respect
then,
for the
and so it's like,
character.
so what am I doing? Why am I going the extra mile to make everybody else comfortable and happy when this isn't the right thing I want to be doing?
Right.
This isn't the story that I wanted to tell. And I don't want to be a part of this anymore.
And also, you have to think of from an actor's perspective. Like when we think of a movie, a lot of times there's so many people that are in the back end of a movie. If it be like the
Below the
executives, the
line people.
producers, yes, or no, not even like below the line as much as like the directors, the producers, the executives that make all these decisions for a show. And yet we don't think of those people when we see a movie. We're going to think of Highlander, Henry Cavill playing the Highlander, and
Mm-hmm.
their face is in front of it. So if they're not happy with the work that they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
we're not thinking of the director as much as we think of the actor who did that. And
Yeah,
so
who's the face of the thing.
To be fair, that's only
right.
for some situations. When I think of Barbie and what I dislike about Barbie, I don't think about Ryan Gosling. I don't think about Margot Robbie. I think about Greta Gerwig.
But the only reason
what
we're
I mean
thinking
by
about
that.
her is because Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling sold that movie.
Yes. And so if
They
you
did.
aren't proud of what you're putting out, your face is in front of it. So you got to do what you feel is right. So I think Henry Cavill has to do what he thinks is right, even if it sounds like it's annoying to be on set with him because he's doing all this stuff. It is ultimately what he's doing, and
Well,
he thinks
I could
is right.
probably almost 100% guarantee that it wasn't annoying to be on set with him.
Probably not.
At first. It was probably, and I can most likely predict that when they say it was annoying to be on set, it was probably because he's like, no, this isn't right. This isn't
right.
accurate.
So he gave pushback to things that they didn't want pushback on.
Right? And they were like, well, what really sold the first season was, Henry Cavill just being naked and taking off his shirt. And he was like, that's not what should be selling this. It should be the fights and the lore and the characters and not my butt.
Mm-hmm.
So
true. Okay, so what do you think?
Guys like us who love fantasy shows or fantasy movies, we're not going to be like, well, I wish I just saw more of Henry Cavill. I mean, look, I wanted to see that. And not
what would have kept me watching The Witcher 100% would be make a tolerable story around monster fights.
Yes.
That's really
what everybody
kept me
wanted.
Watching
that's kind of what The Witcher is.
It's like make a tolerable story built around monster fights. And when they would do a monster fight and then they couldn't keep my interest at all in between monster fights, that's what messed you up.
Well, they started getting into like the politics and stuff with
and they made
wizards and everything.
Made Yennefer like a main character in season 1 and 2,
Yeah.
And then
which
the
I
blonde
don't
girl,
I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but it was just too much political stuff, and they were trying to do. It felt like they were trying to do Game of Thrones, and they were using the Witcher character as like a hook, so that they could eventually do their Game of Thrones.
And Henry Cavill is their hook.
Yeah, and Henry Cavill.
And he didn't get nearly as much screen time as everyone hoped he would, and as much story for his character. Now, to switch it to with the James Gunn issue, how basically like it was sort of under the table promised to Henry Cavill to come back as Superman, and then James Gunn pulls the rug out of under his feet when he comes in and takes over DC. What's the issue there? Because I mean, do we really have? I mean, we all thought like, look, as much as DC sucks, if it's in the right hands, Henry Cavill's the right man to play Superman, right?
Yeah, no, I think he just wanted to start over. I think
somebody that's younger.
I don't know that it's necessarily personal, but I mean, Cavill's the right age, you know. He's late 30s, early 40s. He's not, he's not 20 anymore, but he still looks like Superman.
Yeah, he looks like Superman.
No, I think Gunn just wanted to start fresh, and so that he wouldn't have to say, people wouldn't be able to be like, oh, well, you kept some of what Zack Snyder did and you still failed. Yeah. I think he would rather it be a success or a failure based on his own choices and merits, and not something that he brings over from the past. I doubt he was saying that potentially Blue Beetle will be part of it. I don't think so.
I think that was just so that it doesn't flop as hard as it actually ended up flopping. I think they were just trying to like leave hope in the minds of fans to be like, well, maybe it'll be around, so you actually go and watch it. And people still didn't go watch it. Now, so you think this is not the beginnings of a industry blackball of Henry Cavill? You think this is just
no? I mean,
just one-off problems.
He's slated to play Highlander. I think that's going to be a big project for him coming up in the next couple of years. So he's got stuff in the works. I think he will still be around. He's not going to be blackballed at all in Hollywood. There's people that respect.
Keep going.
There's people that respect his choices and the dedication he has to the actual story and keeping it authentic and giving the viewers what they want in the lore.
That doesn't necessarily mean a thing when it comes to Hollywood. Look, the audience is so not considered these days unless you are someone like Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill, or I don't know, Christopher Nolan. You know what I mean? Like, no one considers the audience anymore for anything. So why would they really? What they care about is getting their bottom line covered as far as like what pieces of media need to be created so they can put it up on their streaming platform, so that they can add that title to the list of income revenue streams for the executives for that quarter. Like that's ultimately what
as we've
being considered now.
Like the revenue streams and creating as much as you can to get out to the masses based on statistics and numbers. Like Marvel did so good for so many years, even with some of the projects not being
great,
perfect, or great. Marvel did so well for so many years because people enjoyed it and wanted to watch superheroes and stuff. And it just turned out that Disney saw that and was like, this is a moneymaker. It's a success every time, $1 billion every time. Right. And they're like, we need to do that every time. And when that starts happening, you start getting formulaic. And then they start adding modern politics in there, and you're just going to kill it. You add formula and modern politics, and you're going to kill something that people love.
Yeah. I mean, this kind of is getting into what I kind of wanted to talk about for the next topic. So do you want to go to the next slide? So they are right now in the works for an I Am Legend 2. We know the story I Am Legend and how Will Smith's character died in the first one, but they're changing some things up so that they can make a second one.
Yeah.
You've definitely heard about this. Probably they've been talking about this for a minute, but I kind of want to touch on it with the podcast.
So, we've talked about and argued about pros and cons of the alternate ending.
Well, no, you're jumping a little too far.
Hold on. I'll get there. I like the alternate ending where he survives, but the movie ends with him dying.
Yes. That's what makes him the legend.
Yeah, he's dead in the canonical end of the movie. So I'm not sure how they're going to bring him back for this unless he survived that explosion.
So that now let's go back a touch. So it's famous going around the internet. It's been going around the internet for a while. The alternate ending that came out with the DVD when the movie was released. And go to that article, Joseph, because Will Smith did an interview, and it looks like that's what they're doing. They are totally ignoring the fact that he died, and they're like, "Oh, we're going with the alternate ending version."
Really?
I didn't
realize that.
Yes, you read this right. Will Smith is set to reprise his role as the
let's scroll down.
Post-apocalyptic survivor. Okay.
This isn't when he speaks to entertainment. I think is when he said that.
Let's see. I Am Legend 2 is expected to be more faithful to the original book.
No, you went down way too far. You're going way too fast. I'm lost here. Stop right there. Stop right there. Go
right here.
Up. Between that, yeah. In the alternate ending, which was
included in the movie's DVD home release, Neville makes peace with the Dark Seeker by giving them the female Dark Seeker he has been experimenting on to find a cure for the mutants. He realizes he's become a monster to them, and they are simply trying to defend themselves against him. The final scene shows Neville leaving New York to find the survivors with Anne and Ethan.
The original idea of the story was that it's kind of like a monster movie, but we realize at the end that if you flip it, he's the monster. He's coming into their places, he's stealing their people, torturing them, experimenting on them, and then dumping them places.
Right.
And he's the monster. He's the legend. And so, like, that was the original idea. And the end, I enjoyed the end scene where he gives the one back, and he's like, "I'm sorry, he didn't realize that there were more to these creatures than just, zombie rage vampire things."
So they're basically go ahead.
They're retconning it.
Okay.
I don't believe in that. As much as I've argued for the alternate ending and how much I love it, I stick to your guns.
Yeah, that's not what you ended up with. That's not what you chose to do.
The alternate ending is not a good move. It's not a good ending.
It's a better ending.
No,
it's a more
not.
satisfying ending.
The movie is called I Am Legend because he dies. The legend dies. That's what a legend is.
From a storytelling perspective, it's a much better ending.
No.
Everybody in theaters after was like, he dies? Okay.
Listen, just saying, I think the idea of him sacrificing himself... The idea of him sacrificing himself was a trope that was overused at the point when they created this. Because I mean, what came out around a similar time? What?
I can see. Yeah, you're right. It was being used to sacrifice yourself. Yeah.
The Guardian had the same thing where the guy died, and then they made an alternate ending where he didn't die. They did have an alternate
ending. Yeah. So, but again, whether you enjoy the alternate ending or you don't enjoy the alternate ending, they have a canonical ending, and they should not. I don't think they should retcon the end of what they decided. That's what they decided the movie should be.
You can't just say, "Well, our character
change
dies."
It.
And we did like this fun little bonus material where we're like, "What if he didn't die?" Because it was trendy to release the alternate ending at the time.
Yeah,
and then be like, you know what? We need that I Am Legend 2 money because we don't know how to have an original thought in Hollywood anymore.
Now,
so we're gonna make
if they had done
the alternate ending the real ending.
If they had done what Clue did, which was in theaters, Clue with Tim Curry and a couple other big names. Clue released in theaters, they had like 3 different endings that they would play in different theaters. So if you went to one theater, you saw one ending, and if you went to a different theater, you saw a different ending.
That's freaking cool.
And then on the disc or the videotape that you got afterwards, they had all 3 endings, so you could see all of them. If they had done that with I Am Legend, where in one he dies and another he lives,
and you can build on that,
then you could choose the one that's like, well, this is the one we're going to go with. Yeah, you could do that, but
because then you're just playing with multiverse theory at that point. But this is they made canonically that he sacrifices himself, he becomes a legend, and that's the end of his story, right? But apparently no, because they need Will Smith and they need freaking sequels and prequels, man. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
Sequels and prequels.
For like the last 10 years.
So what, I guess this is, that article kind of explained this a little bit, but Michael B. Jordan is going to be slated to be part of it, and they wanted to bring Will Smith's character back, so they are doing the alternate ending with Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan to be kind of the main characters for this film. And that seems like where the direction they're going. We don't have a huge idea of what they're going to be doing, but we do know that it's going to be like they're trying to play on, I guess, the success of, I say this in quotes, the success of The Last of Us, where it's 20 years later. So they are doing that concept of 20 years after the first movie. This is what New York City looks like, in this I Am Legend world with the Darkseekers.
Look, I'm never opposed to if you can execute a story well. If they show up and they're like they make just a really good movie,
Unlikely.
I'm cool with that. But based on everything I've seen,
Hollywood doesn't make awesome movies right now.
Yeah,
they just don't.
It's
you got specific directors making awesome movies, but Hollywood doesn't make awesome movies. If you're creating a sequel or a prequel, you're kind of in the Hollywood system, which means you're probably not going to be making a good movie. That's just how it is.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe they're using AI to write this script, and maybe it'll end up being all right.
No,
who knows?
It probably will have. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if like Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan do some of the. It seemed like of stuff that I've seen. Michael B. Jordan directed and wrote the script for Creed 3, and so it seems like Michael B. Jordan is in that phase where he's like, I want to direct and write more stuff and not just be the guy in front of the camera. I want to get more into the overall aspect of production. So it seems like they both will be heavily involved with the back end and not just being in front of the camera.
So here's the question. Are the people who duo producing, directing, and acting, are they also not able to work because their acting side of the job is on strike? What about their directing side of the job? You know what I mean?
They probably aren't working, but in your free time, you could be writing some script.
Oh, nothing is happening on this movie at the moment. No. We won't see this movie for another 5 years.
No, I don't think 5 years.
5 years.
2 or 3. 2 or 3.
You think?
I'm saying 2025.
2025.
Okay. I think we probably will see it in 2025.
That's crazy, dude. I don't know if they're going to get this out in time because, look, a lot of
it's not even in production, is it?
No,
a lot of times post-production.
Sometimes pre-production is the longest part of
production. Rather, yeah.
Because production can be done in like 5 months, 4 months, depending on how quickly they work. And then post can take some time, but pre usually takes about a year to year and a half just on its own.
Yeah, but
because it's getting all the approvals, getting all the hires in order, getting all the contracts.
I Am Legend. You literally had Will Smith and a dog in the movie. I mean, you had a few other people like for flashback scenes, but
yeah,
they've already got their cast.
Flashback scenes.
They've already got their cast. It's
Joshua, casting is not the hardest part of pre-production.
I know, but all they have to do is start filming, basically.
Okay,
they got this by 2025.
I think I know what I'm talking about. Look, I don't think this is maybe at the end of 2025. Maybe. I'd say more likely mid 2026. Probably. That's if the strike ends soon. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think the strike's going to last all the way to November or December this year.
It's going to kill Hollywood.
It already has, bro. Like, where is Hollywood getting money for all of 2024 going into 2025? Like, how are they getting paid for like almost Nothing. 2 years straight? Because they've lost like everything. It's the effects of what do you call it? Compounding interest, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
With every month you're probably not working, you're probably losing like 3 months of actual work. You know what I mean?
I'm actually curious about, like books and audiobooks, because there's a lot of writers of books who are participating in the writer's strike, because I think they write for TV shows and stuff too. And there's lots of voice actors who read audiobooks who are members of SAG-AFTRA. So, and SAG-AFTRA is on strike.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, dude. There is there's a lot of positive things about the strike happening. But here's a really big one that's actually really interesting.
Yeah.
All of the stupid freaking comedy night shows, like Jimmy Fallon and all those, non-existent. They literally can't do a talk show where they just interview people without writers.
Well, without writers and actors to interview. Like most of their stuff is like interviewing actors that are coming out with a new big movie. And so actors aren't going on these shows.
I love just going to their YouTube channels sometimes and just seeing what they're uploading. They're just re-uploading like best of Justin Timberlake, you know what I mean, on the show.
Oh, I'm so glad, just because of their presence on YouTube.
It's so annoying.
Oh my gosh!
And the thing is,
seeing Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon on the trending page every day.
Yeah. Look, they are the definition of industry plants. The industry literally gave them a show that they pay to be planted everywhere. Okay. Yeah. What is this, Joshua?
It's interesting why you brought up books, because unplanned, I do have a small game for us. This is not about new stuff, but, we've been talking a lot about fantasy with the new movies coming out, like fantasy movies.
Highlander and...
Yeah. And
I Am Legend was a short story.
Yeah. And I was reading, I saw an article that said top 10 best movie adaptations of book fantasies. So I was looking at it and I'm like, there's so many books that have been made into films these days, but they were maybe a better book, or they've been around for a long time, really. And so some of them are newer, some of them are old, but I have a small game for us.
Did you remove the titles of all of these book cover titles?
Yes.
You went in and removed all the titles.
And what we're going to do is we're going to go through, some of them are easy. Some of them, as soon as you see it, you'll be like, oh, I know exactly what that is. Some of them will be a little bit more difficult. Okay. I don't really remember how many I have. I think I have like close to 8 to 10, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe even a little bit more.
So, wait. So don't shout it out.
How about let's do like a 1, 2, 3?
Wyatt's going to know all of these, and I'm going to know like 3 of them.
No, you'll know the
I think
majority
you'll
of them.
know. I think you'll know quite a few.
You just won't know probably like one or two, I think.
I'm not a hefty reader.
No,
I don't even know that I'll know that many.
Movies, Joseph. They're movies. All of them are
okay.
movies based off books, but I have the book covers. So,
all right, got it.
Right off the bat. yeah, right off the bat.
Easy.
Okay.
Are we trying to are we trying to name which book this is? I think this is just
this is the first one, The Hunger Games.
Yeah. Which book? This is the only one I think that has like
Suzanne Collins,
so it doesn't really matter. Now I will say I tried to go original book cover. I tried to find the very first original book cover. So this is the first cover because sometimes they do adaptations, and when the movie comes out,
still a good looking book cover, I think.
Yeah,
it is. Okay, so do you show a slide with the actual title on it?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
good.
Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games. All right. Do we need better rules? Do we need to like write it down or something and hold it up?
No, I don't think so.
No, I think just shout it out.
My guessing is stronger than my spelling.
And also,
anyway.
if you can guess the author.
The author? No, I can't do that. You're going to win 100%. I will not be able to guess any author.
I'm going to be trying to guess authors
a bonus
as well.
if you can get authors.
No, if you give him actual bonuses, that means he wins the game.
Well, you knew who wrote the Hunger Games.
No, I don't. I don't know who
You've read these books.
I don't pay attention to authors unless it's J.R. Tolkien or C.S. Lewis or Martin.
Didn't she write Clifford the Big Red Dog as well?
I don't know. I don't know who Suzanne is.
I didn't know. That'd be a fun fact. That's a fun fact. Here.
Okay, I know the author for this one.
Okay, you better. These are really basic here.
So we're starting off early. All right, do you want to just count down and say the title and the author's name?
Yeah.
Is that how we're doing it? Okay.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling.
And the Prisoner of Azkaban. No, I'm sorry. And the Sorcerer's Stone.
You better not be Googling over here.
Why? No. I wanted to see what Susan
It's the first one. It's the first one. It's the original book cover for the Sorcerer's Stone. Yeah. For the first movie. The first book.
Or the Philosopher's Stone. Alternate
book title. Oh, I think I know this one. Do you think you know what it is?
Hold on. I was looking at something
else. I'm in between for the Big Red Dog.
I'm in between two. Are you cheating, Wyatt?
No, I'm not. I was looking for other stuff. I'm
between two titles.
So you both have 2 points at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna say this: the style, like the design of the trees, is what's causing my guess here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that kind of is kind of a giveaway.
All right, you guys ready? You want to say it?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. The Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
Ooh, you guys are close, but it's just
the Lord of the Rings is the original.
You're very close. That you were in the same boat, I would say.
Well, yeah, it's the prequel to the Lord of the Rings.
Tolkien.
By J.R. Tolkien.
J.R. Tolkien.
Okay, I got this one. I know this one.
Oh, I don't know the writer for this, actually.
I don't either.
I don't know what his name is. Hold on. Let me focus.
Can I guess the writer's first name?
Yeah.
I'm guessing the writer's first name is
Ernest. Guess it now.
Ernest. I think the writer's first name is Ernest.
Oh. Okay.
So
yeah,
I'm pulling that out of my butt.
This is Aragon.
Aragon, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Inheritance Cycle.
Yeah, the dragon writers.
Christopher Paolini.
Okay, not Ernest. Rather Christopher. All right.
Next,
if you can name the series.
I don't. Okay, I got to think about this one.
Unabridged.
Original classic.
This is
did not tell you anything.
Wow, this is tough because I don't know what's going on here.
I think I know this one.
Oh no. It's a movie?
Well, it became a movie.
Okay, wait. Actually,
Dum-dum.
No. Yeah. This. Yeah.
Okay.
I was confused for a second. I was like, wait, it's not a movie. Yes, it is. What am I saying?
Hold on.
Okay, I'm between two titles. I got to get closer. Sorry, everybody. You can see my face in great detail. I'm between two titles.
I have no idea. I can't.
All right,
I'm
gonna
having
guess.
trouble making a guess. Yeah.
All right,
So-
I'll guess. Wait.
Go
I
ahead.
don't know if this is the real title.
Just
I don't
guess.
know.
Just
I know
guess.
this is the movie title, but I don't know if this is the book title.
Okay, go ahead.
John Carter.
John
John
Carter.
Carter. It's not John Carter.
Is the book title The Prince of Mars?
I feel like the book title is The Princess of Mars. Oh, this is Journey to the Center of the. I should have thought. I was like, it's underground.
Fools burn.
I was
Kinda
actually
looks like
thinking
something on Mars.
also written
Yeah.
by the author of A Princess of Mars. Pellucidar takes place underground.
Wait,
but that didn't
wait.
look like Pellucidar.
Oh, but not the same writers, right?
No.
Okay.
Princess of Mars and Pellucidar are the same writers, but Journey to the Center of the Earth.
No.
Jules
Yeah,
Verne.
it's Jules Verne.
That
It
little
is.
symbol you left uncovered made me think of John Carter, and so I
Yeah.
was like,
Mhm.
maybe this.
I've
is
never
John
read.
Carter.
I've never read this one actually.
So I have
Oh,
not
neither
either.
have I. I saw the movie,
Mm-hmm. It's got
But
Brendan
not the-
Fraser.
Brendan
not the
Fraser.
remake, not
It's
the
a fun
remake
movie.
with Josh Hutcherson and Brendan Fraser. I watched the old one.
Oh my word!
Oh, I think I know this one.
Hold on.
Mhm.
I think I do too. What's it called?
Is that a spider up in the top corner?
Yeah.
That is a spider up in the top corner.
Wow, with a burning
Lizard,
city and a cat.
fairy, fingers
money.
that are seashells, a key.
Mhm.
Uh,
I have a guess.
Well, that's what you got to do. So you guys are 3 for 4, 3 out of 4 right now.
This is a bad guess that I have
this
Because
is a
the-
weird
because the burning city in the background really throws off the context for my guess.
yeah.
You guys have a guess? You both have a
Well,
guess?
it's
We can
not
do 1,
fair
2,
that
3.
I guessed last one and why it
The
didn't even give a
Beatles.
guess.
The Beatles feel.
Well, no,
Like-
I think you guys should guess because you're literally forfeiting the point if you
Yeah,
guys
Wyatt
don't.
forfeited the point
Yeah,
last time.
I did.
Wait, who's keeping track of our points?
You're 3 for 4 at this point.
3 for 4? We're tied.
Give me a second.
Yeah, you're tied.
Because
No,
I'm trying to think of
Oh, yeah,
a
you're right.
title. I'm trying to think of the title that this is. Uh,
I'll make a guess. I don't think this is correct at all. I think this might be Peter Pan.
What do you think, Wyatt?
yeah,
laugh,
it could
it's
be Peter
not.
Pan.
No, if it's Peter Pan, that burning city should be a ship, not a city.
I have no, I don't know.
You have
So,
to guess.
This is one
Voyage
of the
of the
ones
Dawn Treader.
that I didn't think Joseph would get because he probably would never.
Never know about it.
Oh, Ink. I've never read Inkheart.
Yeah.
I don't even know what Inkheart is.
It's another
Brendan Fraser movie.
Brendan Fraser movie. Joseph,
Good
you've
grief.
definitely seen this movie where he reads and everything he reads, someone goes into the book, someone comes out of the book.
Mhm.
Sure. I
When
guess.
he reads
I
it,
might have
he's a-
seen the trailer for the movie.
No, you've seen the movie. You've seen the movie. We watched it together, but it's been a while.
Yeah,
It's
All right,
oh,
this is easy.
yeah, we know
Yeah,
this one.
This is one.
Ready? 3.
Boys.
I don't know the author, so if you have
I don't know the author either.
All right, so 3, 2, 1. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
The Lightning Thief.
Okay. The
Yeah.
Lightning Thief. Yeah, it's Percy
Yeah.
Jackson and the Olympians.
But the movie is called
book.
Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
dope
Percy
cover.
Jackson and the Olympians
It's a-
is the
Dare I
series.
say iconic book cover.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
pretty
they look
dope
cool.
with the city and the water and the sword, everything.
Yeah.
Super
All right,
cool.
do we have any more? Or is that it?
Rick, what is that? It's covering up. I can't see the last name.
Riordan.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
there
say
we go.
Riordan.
Rick
I
Riordan.
can't see because the slide thing is covering up the name, but
Okay.
Oh, I know this one.
You know
Uh-huh.
it?
Yeah,
Dang
absolutely.
it. This is going to be
I
the
figured
make or
Wyatt
break
would know this
moment.
one.
Yeah,
Do I even have a chance of knowing this?
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
Joshua?
yeah.
You have,
Oh, yeah.
You have just
Just
much
think a
of
little bit.
chance.
Just look
that
at it and
Wyatt
think a little
does.
bit.
Okay. What am I looking for? Just a bunch of Frenchmen.
You got it. You guessed it.
Okay, I'm thinking this is not my guess. I'm just thinking out loud. This is either like Three Musketeers or this is like Napoleon.
It's the Three Musketeers by
Oh,
Alexander
you're just giving it to
Dumas.
me?
Yeah.
All right, friggin' heck yeah.
Yeah,
Three Musketeers.
Yeah, no, because you said it's a bunch of Frenchmen.
Nailed it.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so
man.
my insecure first thoughts were correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I made this so both of you would know these books. Inkheart was.
I
like
wouldn't
the
have known
hardest one,
Inkheart threw me, I think.
but
Yeah.
I wouldn't
and
have
then,
not guessed
And then I
Inkheart
think The
ever.
Hobbit or Lord of the Rings was a bit of a toss-up.
But that was a
Mhm.
good wild card.
Yeah.
It's a great wild card.
Oh wait, yeah, you guys didn't.
This is
hit that
easy.
one. So you guys are.
What do you mean
were
this
missed
is
two so
easy?
far.
This is really easy.
I've
This
never
is-
seen this artwork.
This is either. I think I know what this is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, it's one of two things.
I don't know what that I don't know what that picture is. There's stars. There's
Don't say
hair.
it, Joseph. Because I know you know what it is.
Well, I think I know what it is.
I'm seeing it. My mind was playing tricks on me. Okay, never mind. I know what this
I
is.
think I know what it is.
Okay,
If it's
you
not
want it-
this, I'm.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. I'm trying to think of the author.
I don't know the author. This doesn't count anyway. You don't get extra points for it.
No, I want to. Yeah, I got the author. Yeah.
Okay,
Three.
I'm guessing.
All right, here we go.
3,
2,
2, 1.
1.
Moby Dick.
Dick
Okay.
by
Do you have
Charles
the author?
Dickens. Charles Dickens?
No, he's not the author.
Is it
but-
Dickens?
Moby
Who's the
Dick.
who's
Author's not on here. It's not Charles Dickens. It's Ernest something. I can't remember.
It's not Hemingway.
Are you saying
No.
you saw that? This is super easy. Are you saying you saw that, Wyatt? Go back one.
It looked like hair to me.
Joshua, go back. I'll go back. Before we did, you saying you saw this and didn't instantly think whale.
I saw hair. Oh, Herman Melville. Herman Melville wrote Moby Dick.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know
I
why I was
know.
thinking Dickens.
I always think Charles Dickens too, but it's no.
I don't
think
know
we
the
all
author
know
for
what
this
this
one.
one
This
is.
is an obvious, easy one.
Wait, hold on. It is
I know.
author is-
We both know what this is. Just say the author out loud because I'm not going to note it down.
Herbert. Why am I losing his last name?
I don't know. All right,
I
let's
know
do
who
it.
the author is for this. It's 3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Dune.
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 Frank Herbert. Okay, I got the last name. Herbert.
Yeah.
Frank Herbert. That's a cool cover, dude.
It
Yeah,
is a
that
cool
is cool
cover.
with the
pretty awesome.
guy walking in the sand. That
Mhm.
is cool.
So wait, are you
That's
telling me I got all of these except Lord of the Rings, which I should have got, and Inkheart, which I've never heard of?
I don't know. I technically
No,
you
and
didn't get
Journey
the
to the
Three
Center of the
Musketeers.
No, I did. I guessed it.
You were just like
gave
it's
it
a
to me.
bunch of Frenchmen.
You said a
Yeah.
bunch of Frenchmen.
I
said I'm
think
thinking
I
Three
think you were close
Musketeers.
enough. You can get the Three Musketeers.
Okay, so is it a tie?
No, I think you probably got more than me.
No, I thought no. It is a tie. It is a tie because you both didn't get Inkheart, but
And we
But I
both
got-
did
I
not
got
get
more-
Journey to the Center of the Earth, and we both
No.
did not get The
Yeah.
Hobbit or Lord of the Rings.
I
You
got
both
more
did The
authors
Hobbit.
than you, definitely though.
he
Yeah,
did.
but
I'm
we
gonna
said
give Wyatt
authors
the
don't
win with
count.
the authors. I'm gonna give Wyatt the win with the authors.
That
He at least
doesn't-
tried. You weren't even trying with the authors.
I said before the game started that if we include authors, I will lose, and you said okay.
I'm
we
surprised
won't.
you didn't add like the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Joshua was
Yeah,
hoping that we
I
would have
didn't.
said
I
Lord of the
didn't.
Rings was the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
I
But
I
was
was
actually
trying to go
thinking-
more fantasy.
That one
like,
actually, my first guess was going to be the Magician's Nephew for that one, because the Magician's Nephew has an emphasis on trees and valleys, and
right, but that style
things
of
like that.
tree shows up so
Yeah.
much in the artwork inside of the Hobbit, right?
Yeah, you're right.
And so I was like, that for sure is the Hobbit. Yeah, go all the way back to that Hobbit because those trees are iconic for the artwork
Mhm.
inside of the book. What are you doing, Joshua?
I'm just trying to really
Talking about the Hobbit, and you bring us to Moby Dick.
He was just trying to click on it so we didn't have to go all the way.
Hey.
All right, look. I got
also
hey,
the way that
I literally had it and I was about to click on it and you
the way that it creates a doorway.
Yeah. What are you doing, Joshua? Stop screwing with us.
Okay, we're both trying to control the slides.
I'm in control. I always have been. Look,
my podcast. I'm producing this episode.
And then I looked in the background and I saw all the little hills and valleys. I'm like, it's too green.
It's the Hobbit.
And then the mountains in the background.
I think that's supposed to be the Shire.
The Shire.
I was waiting. Yeah. I was waiting for the iconic Eye of Sauron cartoon drawing. If it was going to be Lord of the Rings, I thought that was going to be in the original artwork, that Eye of Sauron, but it wasn't. I guess this is the original artwork for Lord of the Rings. Are you sure this is the original, Joshua?
I typed in. I was looking for specifically the original artwork. Yeah, and so I'm pretty sure there could have been around the same time like other artwork designs, but this is one of the originals. Yes, if it's not the original.
Yeah, and the reason I thought it could have been The Magician's Nephew is in The Magician's Nephew, there's an emphasis on the trees, the realm where there's portals into other worlds and trees.
Go back real quick.
Also, like, the hills and the valleys and everything is very reminiscent of when Aslan creates the world, and the mountains, he has to, Diggory has to go up into the mountain. It's Diggory, right?
Yeah, but
yeah,
can we scroll in at all?
He has to go up into the mountains.
No, I can't.
Pegasus.
Punch in.
Look at the very bottom corner. The Fellowship is in there. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be the Fellowship.
Yeah, that's probably them on that hill.
At the very
that could
bottom,
be them.
Beside
could be
that
a copse
tree,
of trees, though.
It looks like that's supposed to be like the Fellowship standing there.
That could be
where?
Them. Bottom right. Above that red thing on that hill,
it's literally
underneath those trees.
There's literally a slide controller on my screen that's covering that up.
Oh, okay.
So why?
The way that the valley tapers up into the mountains.
Yeah, I mean, we both guessed Hobbit. It was a good guess.
It was close.
Awesome. I had a good time.
Yeah, that was cool.
We tied. The authors don't count.
Yeah, authors count. I win.
They don't count.
It's interesting.
I think I only got like 2.
Book art or like book covers are very unique. That I feel like you kind of see like a theme across all of them. They're all this, cartoon-esque drawings of what depicts in the movie or in the book that is interesting.
Many a times has a book cover lingered in my mind. Even as a kid, there was we would go into gas stations and there was this one book. It was an audio book. Back then they were all like cassettes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would see it sitting on the thing as we were checking out, and it scared me because it was like a broken down wagon wheel and 2 red eyes. and it was all kind of, the background was kind of like blue and white with snow and red eyes, and I was like, that is like the scariest thing I've ever seen. And then my dad later, we're driving up to Michigan or Pennsylvania, and he's like, I've got this book, it's called Kayatoka, and we're gonna listen to it. And he shows me the cover. It's that one.
No.
I was so scared.
Well, that's all I have today. It's all I have.
All right.
It's good stuff.
It's good. It was a good podcast. A lot of Henry Cavill, a lot of Brendan Fraser.
We did. Surprisingly, Fraser snuck in there on us.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He was the original Henry Cavill.
Right. And doesn't Brendan Fraser like happily always sneak up on people, right? I mean, are you guys looking forward to seeing his face in Killers of the Flower Moon pop up?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to his performance recently. Obviously, with The Whale and some other stuff, he's trying to get back in there, and
he's definitely back in there.
I think he's doing it successfully. So.
I think everyone loves Brendan Fraser so much that we're just kind of like, we just want the best for him.
Yeah, we want the best for him. We want, he's got the chops, and it's good to see him work.
He was at one time probably the highest paid actor. You think?
You think? No,
maybe at one point.
I think in his heyday, you think he was getting paid more than like maybe
Really
George
getting paid a
Clooney?
lot. No,
No,
I don't know.
No.
Hold on. Do you think for like The Mummy, he wasn't getting paid more than George Clooney with like Ocean's 11?
I don't know.
No, I doubt
Not
it.
sure.
Yeah, because I think Brad Pitt was in Ocean's 11 as well. Brad Pitt's been
right.
getting paid a lot of money for a while.
But at that time, during Brendan Fraser's heyday, was Brad Pitt as on top of the world as he is and has been, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to say. That would actually
It's
be a
hard to
fun little
say.
dissection to have a graph of who is of all of the highest paid actors in the world over the past 20 years or maybe 30 years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So Brendan Fraser's included on that list because 20, he might be at the very beginning. You know?